Hello my friends and welcome back to another video where today we will be looking at 5 new cities we could see in the upcoming Amazon Lord of the Rings TV series. Here I am using the phrase cities as an umbrella term, as I believe all the places we will be looking at in today's video can be categorized as cities. With that now covered, let's get right into it. At number 5 we have Armenelos, also known as the City of Kings. Armenelos the Golden was the capital city of the island kingdom of Numenor. It was potentially the biggest and most aesthetically beautiful city in the island, with only Andernai also being in the equation. Geographically wise, it was mounted upon a great hill in the eastern centre of Numenor, in the region called Arandor, and especially close to Meneltarma, also known as the Holy Mountains. In the city of Armenelos, the capital of Numenor, it contained the great House of Kings and the courts of the kings where the sacred white tree of Nimloth grew. It was actually founded all the way back in the late First Age, when the Edain, which is the elven translation for men, first settled in Numenor. Later on in the year 32 of the Second Age, the first king of Numenor, Elros Tarminiata, the brother of Elrond, was crowned there, intertwining with the beginning of the Numenorians as well. From that moment on, Armenelos was the centre place and home for all Numenorian rulers and kings yet to come, and especially the ones that we will see in the upcoming show. Talking about events we might see in the show specifically regarding Armenelos, Sauron ordered the construction of the temple, a Melkor worshipping building built near the end of the Second Age, when Numenor was submerged in the height of Sauron's corruption. Eventually, along with the rest of the island, it was destroyed in the downfall of Numenor. Well, we are for sure seeing Numenor in the show, and consequently we'll see the City of Kings, aka Armenelos, and basically the phrase for the place, quote, City of Kings, perfectly explains why we will see it in the upcoming show. Of course, we will see other places in Numenor like Meneltarma and Andernai etc. to continue with the world building and storyline of Numenor, but I'm sure the main plot will be fixated where the kings and queens mainly resided. At number 4 we have Fourland, a city we will have to do more speculation over. Firstly, regarding what we do know, it was an elvish land and kingdom in the realm of Fourland and altogether situated in the kingdom of Lindon. It was a harbour town that was based on the northern shore of the Gulf of Lune, so we know that the kingdom of Lindon is of course ruled by Gil-galad the High King, and it is often debated and discussed where was his actual seat of power within Lindon during the Second Age. It could be entirely possible that Fourland was the seat of Gil-galad's power and where he ruled from. If so, then this will probably be one of the main and potentially more reoccurring places we will see in the show, depending on how important and prevalent the Lindon and Gil-galad story arc could be. If Amazon make another city in Lindon the seat of Gil-galad's power, then maybe we'll probably see Fourland much less, or maybe not even at all. I hope that we will see Fourland, as it will greatly help again with the world building that Amazon will hopefully have no problem with portraying due to how vast Middle-earth is in the Second Age. In at number 3 we have Londi, the Numenorian harbour located in Middle-earth. It is located on the estuary and mouth of the river Gwathlo, and founded between the years 750 to 800 of the Second Age. It was located in the land of Eriador, but directly in the region of Anedwaith, as displayed on the maps above. Throughout the Second Age, Londi grew as a haven and port, in conjunction with the ever-growing hunger for power by the Numenorians. If the show is going to physically portray the colonialization of the Númenóreans in Middle-earth. Presenting it through Londi will be beneficial, as firstly it is closer to the main setting and stage of Middle-earth for the show, which is Eriador/Eregion, unlike other Númenórean port towns like Umber and Pelagia, so plot-wise it will be easier to connect. Seeing the growth of the town/city throughout the show could symbolise the growth and might of the Númenóreans as well. It also fits in with the time period of the show, which will most likely be telling the story around the mid-Second Age, so everything aligns perfectly. The penultimate city of today's video is Ost-Inedhil, the capital of Eregion and was a kingdom for the Noldor and Sindar in Eriador, while also being the home to the great craftsman Celebrimbor and his guild, the Great Imrdain. It could be argued that Eregion will be the centre stage for the show due to all the crucial events like the Forging of the Rings and the Roll of Anatar, which is why the capital city of Eregion, Ost-Inedhil, will also have a huge part to play. There were great relations and trade between Ost-Inedhil and Moria, and we can see this through the high road that connected the two realms. Ost-Inedhil is also the centre point for the fall and sacking of Eregion in the year 1697 of the Second Age, where the last defence of Eregion was held here at the capital city. The prime years of Ost-Inedhil as the flourishing capital at the start of the show will hopefully represent the might and benevolence of the elves in the Second Age as well. The fifth and final city we will be looking at in today's video is Tarabad, which also can convey some symbolism for the Númenóreans as well. Firstly, geographically wise, the Swanfleet River flowed through the southern part of Tarabad and was situated in the land of Eriador. From around the year 1600 of the Second Age, Aldarion, on one of his many adventures from Númenor, went up the river Gwathlo to Tarabad and met Galadriel. These journeys up the river Gwathlo increased by the Númenóreans as they exploited the surplus amount of timber around Tarabad, as it would support the Númenóreans for their shipmaking and with the building of their fleet. Tarabad and this area surrounding it was mainly sluggish water, spread to a network of swamps and pools with fens populated by swans as well, and many other water birds. However, fast forward a few centuries to the year 1695 of the Second Age, Tarabad and the surrounding regions were devastated and deforestation occurred by the Númenóreans, now more proud and powerful when they last previously came. The forests below Tarabad were decimated and the timber was used by the Númenóreans for shipmaking and port building. The people of Tarabad, who were of course against this as it was the vicious destruction of their rightful land, and were treated as enemies by the Númenóreans and were in return hostile to them as well. Finally, during the War of the Elves and Sauron, and especially the Battle of the Gwathlo, it can be presumed that Tarabad and the folk there were involved in the defence of Eregion, and the main defences were mostly down the river Gwathlo, and they were forts. In fact, when Sauron was pushed back during the war, he could not launch a direct assault on the city of Tarabad, which was already heavily fortified. Therefore, Tarabad has a big role in the major events of the show, which will be most likely covered, and especially the War of the Elves and Sauron and the Battle of the Gwathlo. Also, Tarabad is symbolic for the deforestation by the Númenóreans, which only ever increased throughout the Second Age. But that's all 5 cities covered. If there is enough for a part 2, I will look into that. Let me know in the comments below what city you are most excited to see. For me, it's between Amenelos and Ost-Inedhil, coincidentally the 2 capital cities of their respective kingdoms. But thank you guys for watching. I as always really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. But until the next video my friends, goodbye.